there, Cowboys Nation. Welcome into Film Room, presented by Hyperice from the Star in Frisco. A little bit of extra time off for the Dallas Cowboys, but not from the film. As we welcome in Isaiah Stanback, our resident Super Bowl champion here on DallasCowboys.com. I'm Kyle Yeomans, taking a deep dive into the Indianapolis Colts. This is a team coming in at 4-7-1, and while they only have the 4 wins, Cowboys have 8 of those. This still has a team, a little bit of an under-the-radar team feel to it. Why are they so dangerous, and how could they exploit the Cowboys?
Well, there's one dude on this team that you better be concerned about, and he's on the offensive side of the ball. He just happens to play the running back position, and his name is Jonathan Taylor.
Yep.
He is one of the league's best running backs, has been for a number of years, and they have invested an adequate amount of money into this offensive line. It hasn't been talked about enough. These guys do a relatively good job, and they give him a lot of options. But he's not like one of the backs that we've talked about in the past. We faced some of the Dalvin Cooks. We faced some of the Saquon Barkley. Some of these guys that like to get outside and hit the outside strip. This guy likes to go vertical. Even when he has options to go backside and go outside, he wants to come downhill. We're gonna show you guys a perfect example right here. He's gonna see him right in the backfield, and he's gonna push this ball. He's gonna go front side. You're gonna see later on he's gonna have an option to go backside, but he's not gonna choose that. He wants to go vertical and get a little bit of contact. So we're gonna go right here off the ball. Boom. Obviously, actually, did you see the guard actually gets beat here, okay? He gets beat. The guy's coming backside. Jonathan Taylor's doing a good job of pushing the ball. Front side, front side, front side, trusting his blockers. You guys see it here. He avoids the first guy. Now, as soon as this offensive lineman blocks him right here on the backside, you guys gonna see he has the option to present himself. Go ahead and play it through. Right here, boom. You guys see him stretch it. He stretches the ball all the way outside. What is that doing, okay? The defense is coming this way, this way, this way. They're flowing, okay? Everybody's going that way. So naturally, even if you're playing a video game, what would you do? Whoop, give me this backside right here. He said, no, no, no. That's not where the contact is. I'm gonna go ahead and put my foot in the ground, get vertical right here, and I'm gonna push this thing up the field for 9 yards, because the perfect place to go from point A to point B is a straight line. Here he is being physical, running through blockers, doing what he does all the way until it takes 3 guys to get him down. He is a physical runner. You don't have to worry about him going outside. Even though he can, he wants to go downhill. So we have to be sure with our inside 1 and 3 techniques.
And this is an offensive line for Indianapolis that has struggled to pass block. Run blocking, not so much, but kind of protecting Matt Ryan. It's allowed him to be antsy in the backfield. He's been sacked 40 times this year, most by any team in the NFL. But why is it some of the mistakes that Matt Ryan himself is making, maybe with some of the happy feet and some of the opportunities he's had in the backfield, that have really put him in a tough situation?
You know, even though he's been there since the start of training camp, I think that he's still unsure of himself and where he's at in this offense. He is forcing a lot of balls. He is not taking what the defense is giving him. He is really going against coverages that he really should be going another direction, and he's still trying to force the ball in here. Here's a perfect example right here, okay? This is 2-man, okay? We've talked about it here on the show before. You're gonna see guys press up, okay, and you're gonna see these cornerbacks really drop out. All right, safeties, boom, boom, boom. All right, here we go. What he's trying to look at here is a receiver coming up and trying to run a 3-step slant. Well, it's kind of hard to run a slant into 2-man because these guys are staying here, right? You got a guy that's staying right up front. It's not giving you the room that you need to run your route. Let's go ahead and play it out. So boom, here we go right here. You see the coverage, okay? We just talked about how these guys are dropping out. Okay, the cornerbacks are sitting, they're squatting. You see his eyes right here, positive right there. Right here on the cornerback position, he is keyed in on Matt Ryan. He's literally looking at Matt Ryan. Instead of going there, Matt Ryan should be coming backside, but he's not. He's locked in up top. He tries to force the ball in. You see it play out. Boom, the DB does a good job of getting his hand on the ball. Tips and overthrows, got to get those. The ball is loose. He gets lucky and avoids the interception on that play, Kyle. But what happens on the very next play? Let's go ahead and transition over to that. Same exact coverage. The defense says, well, we did a good job there. Let's go ahead and run the same coverage again. There's no need to really change things up. So we're going to go ahead and go to this 2-man. And when you go to 2-man, you don't go up top. And you're going to see a concept here called an under route. Okay, so you're going to see a clear out here. You're going to see the receiver come up, try to go underneath on the 5 yards, come underneath on the 5 yards. His man, Mr. Pittman Jr., who happens to be an absolute dog, this dude right here, runs a route that he should not run. He's supposed to continue underneath. And instead of going to another option, Matt Ryan compounds the problem. So here is Pittman Jr. All right, here goes the tight end, clearing it out. Pittman's supposed to come right here underneath. all right? But instead of coming underneath, he gets caught up with this defensive back right here, throws him out the club, okay? And instead of continuing across the coverage into the second hole, he stays there. Well, by staying there, what do we say about this corner? This corner's job is to sit here and cover two. That is his job. That's his role. So you end up with two defensive backs in the same, two receivers in the same area. He tries to force the ball, and what is the result? Boop. Got to get those. That's an interception on the very next play. So a forced throw up top versus two-man. Another forced throw on a compounding problem that the receiver ran the incorrect route. Interception. That's what we can do against Matt Ryan because he just wants to give us gifts since it's the Christmas season.
Yeah, he has fumbled the ball 28 times too. So if that pass rush can get home, he might drop it a couple times too because Matt Ryan certainly has not had the best season for the Indianapolis Colts. But you look at the defensive line for Indy as we flip to the defensive side of things. They have some dogs too. You mentioned Michael Pittman Jr., Matt Ryan, Jonathan Taylor on the offensive side. They've got a defensive line that is stacked with first-round picks.
And this dude right here, go ahead and say it, Kai.
Yannick Ngakoue.
Yannick Ngakoue is
he just never seems to go away. He's been there forever.
He just has been there forever.
Been in the NFL.
He just showed up to Indianapolis, right? He was a terror over there in the Raiders organization there for a while. But he's a complete dog. And what these guys want to do is they want to send their ends up the field, okay? They just want to isolate their defensive ends, give them opportunities. How do they do that? Well, they usually take their inside defensive tackles and consume these three offensive linemen. These three offensive linemen have to sit here and block and respect these guys, which creates you on an island, okay? These guys are now on islands on the outside. One-on-one matchups here on the outside. And what these guys are doing is constricting the pocket. Let's go ahead and play it through. Boom. So you guys see their inside guys right here. Okay, boom, coming inside. Consuming those three offensive linemen, just like we talked about. These guys are now locked in, okay? You see the running back trying to insert themselves. We just talked about now who's on the island. These tackles. I want you guys to see how he is pushing into his chest. He is driving back to the quarterback. He's going outside up here on the left end. All right, now let's go ahead and play it through. Watch how this pocket completely collapses. Constrict, 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 pause it right there. Look at it now as a quarterback. Where can you go with the ball? You can look at it all day long. You can scan over here, scan over the middle, scan right there. It doesn't matter where you want to try to seek yourself. Even if you try to step up and out, you can't do so. Why? Because he's going with the tornado right here, okay? He's going with the spin back, okay? He's coming back inside. So as you see it, this pocket gets collapsed and there is nowhere for him to go. We're going to have to do a great job up top and at the offensive line position ensuring that Dak Prescott is presented with the pocket and the ability to step up and deliver the rock to some of our receivers because they play man-to-man coverage.
And there was nothing complex about that at all. I mean, that's just a four-man
rush
getting home. You've seen the Dallas defense have a ton of success because of stunts and different blitzes and different people coming. That's not the case here. These are just four guys up front, big bodies doing what they need to get in the backfield and make things tough. In this occasion on Kenny Pickett, they're going to try and do the same against the Dak Prescott-led Dallas offense coming up here in week number 13. He's Isaiah Stanback. I'm Kyle Yeomans. That does it for Film Room presented by Hyperice. We'll see you next week.